Hello, my name is Dale Bauer, and I'm pleased to introduce this panel, which I designed in order to get past Wharton scholars to talk about their motivations for writing their books. For me, it was politics, as I'll explain in a minute, but for other scholars, it was race, it was manners, it was US culture, film in particular, as well as the mode of the US culture that Wharton herself was engaging. I asked the panelists in particular to address three questions. What was the climate of Wharton studies that you addressed and why? Two, is there a particular text that you now wish you had taken up? Three, how has your view of Wharton changed since you published your study? And finally, I asked panelists to suggest future possibilities for Edith Wharton studies, especially in Wharton collections, as we'll see in the new Wharton studies just published by Cambridge University Press. So at this point, let me thank again Jay Jesse and Meg Toth for creating this Wharton conference and allowing us to do a bit of it on video. I wanted to talk just briefly and answer to my own questions about what I did in my book, Edith Wharton's Brave New Politics, which emerged in 1994 from University of Wisconsin Press. I really began this project after I'd written about House of Mirth in my first book. And before I started writing it, I went to the Beinecke collection to study Edith Wharton's letters. They were fascinating, and I wanted more. So I went to the Lilly Library to see what she created and was saved there. What got me was her day-to-day diary, where she recorded what she did with people like Malinowski and other people with whom she engaged intellectually and socially. I focused on then what she did in response to what she heard about Hitler, about Mussolini, about US response to European politics. And finally, I wrote about her favorite dog, Linky, her last dog, with whom she had an amazing relationship and in whose voice she wrote letters. Now, looking back at this project, I probably would have written about Morton Fullerton. I didn't know as much about him as I do now, and especially in light of someone like Jenny Kasanoff's work in her book right after mine, 1995, which dealt with Wharton's race politics. She saw Wharton much more conservatively than I did in her post-1917 work, and now I would go back and take into consideration what she had to say, along with many, many other scholars since that time. So let me say, here are the Edith Wharton scholars, and we'll return to discuss their new formulations of Edith Wharton studies. Thank you. Bye-bye.